Welcome to Road Trip to Bliss. My name is Lisa. I am your host, and today's episode is 10 things to let go of today. So let's hop right in and get to it. Number one is the need to be right. I'm not saying you have to say you're wrong or admit you're wrong or any of that. I'm saying it's the need to be right that usually causes conflict. And I've never seen anybody change their opinion by someone browbeating them over their opinion. It usually doesn't work. I'm sure you've seen this on social media and people calling each other names and telling them they're XYZ for not believing what they believe is nonsense. It's nonsense, and you're never going to change their opinion that way. So walk away from the need to be right. You can be right, but walk away from that desperate need to be right. Let the other person be quote unquote wrong and walk away from it. Number two, accepting mistreatment. We are not allowed to mistreat others, and we are not allowed to accept being mistreated by others. We are equal, and we tend to have this belief that because someone was born into a certain family or because they have XYZ amount in their bank account, that they deserve more treatment than others. And I don't believe in this. I believe we are all equal. We are all equal. And we don't have the right to mistreat others. It's just unacceptable. And let it go. If you're accepting mistreatment, stand up for yourself and realize that you deserve to be treated well. No one deserves to be mistreated. Number three is let go of time zappers, social media, mindless television, any of that stuff that you find yourself just whittling away the time without no one noticing. It's time to let it go. Our time is valuable, and 9 times out of 10, we say to each other, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. We do have time in a lot of ways. If we cut off a few minutes of social media or watching TV mindlessly, it's okay to relax. It's okay to get sucked into entertainment if that's what we want and we truly have the time for it. But just be more mindful of what's really zapping your time and you could be using to do other things more productive and that you really want to accomplish in your life. Number four is toxic people. If there are toxic people in your life and you know probably right away who they are, you need to let them go or you need to spend a heck of a lot less time with them. If they are draining your energy, if they're zapping your positivity, you need to let them go. You just have to accept that there are some people that are toxic and it's okay to spend less time with them. It's perfectly acceptable. So, again, just be mindful of that and try and spend less time with them. Sometimes it's impossible to let them go completely, but you can certainly try and spend a little less time with them. Number five is the pursuit of perfection. We spend a lot of time pursuing perfection, the perfect body, the perfect house, the perfect spouse, the perfect this and that. And we are never going to reach perfection. And even if you have the perfect body, I hate to tell you, but it goes away. So even if we achieve perfection, you never know when it's going to disappear or when it's going to not be perfect anymore. So we have to accept that we're never going to be perfect, and that's okay. As long as we're making progress, that's all we need. Just make progress each and every day to be a better person. And believe me, once you release that need to be perfect, you will feel so much better, so much lighter. Give yourself some grace and mercy and stop pursuing perfection. Progress over perfection. Number six, past mistakes. This is huge. And I believe that we spend, again, a lot of time worrying about mistakes that we made in the past, and there's nothing we can do to change them. And I can promise you that at the time you made that quote unquote mistake because it's what you knew, what you had available, and the tools you had at that time. I look back and think at certain points in my life I made bad decisions or not the wisest decisions, but it's because that's where I was in my life. That's where I was mentally. That's where I was in my environment. That's the people that I had around me. So I made those decisions not knowing they were going to be mistakes or not realizing they were the wrong decision, but it's what I had available to me at this time, at that time. So forgive yourself, find the lesson in them, and move on. Number 7 is finding one singular life purpose. Your life is made up of several purposes. Perhaps today it's being nice to a coworker or lending an ear. Maybe tomorrow it's something else. Maybe tonight it's something else. Maybe this time of your life is being a good parent. Maybe the next phase is being a good grandparent or a good sister or a good wife. Whatever it is at the time, we spend anguish over what is our life purpose. And when you realize that it flows and it goes with you and it evolves as you progress in life, it also releases a lot of that desperation you have to find that one singular life purpose. Your purpose is to be who you are, and your purpose is going to change as life progresses. Number 8 is to let go of negative words to yourself and to others. Please be mindful of what you say to others and think of it. Try and think of things before you say them, how you say them, and the words you use. I have spent a lot of time in the last couple of years trying to articulate my vocabulary so that I say things out of love and kindness, even if it's maybe not what the other person wants to hear or it's quote unquote bad news. I do my best to say it with love and with the right words and not words that are condemning or that someone is going to be hurt by. And you do this to yourself probably more than you do other people. Think of the words that you say to yourself. Think of how you say it and what you say. And you will, when you become more mindful of it and you realize that those words you're saying to yourself are probably things you wouldn't say to someone else, it's rather eye opening. And you realize why maybe I feel so bad about myself is because I'm not saying very nice things to me. So try to be mindful of that and let go of negative words to yourself and to others. Number 9 is fighting who you truly are. If you are not a morning person, you're not a morning person. And probably nothing you do in life is going to change that. Try and understand what is inherently you, what's part of your character and your personality, and that you cannot change, and accept it. You're not meant to be good at everything. You're not meant to be a person that loves mornings if you're not born that way or you're not, feeling it. And no matter what you do, you can't seem to change it. Stop trying to fight who you truly are, accept who you are. Of course, if there are things that are negatively impacting your life or others, you want to change them. That's fine. But it's who you inherently are, and you think, oh, I'm not a good test taker, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. It's okay. I'm not good at technology. I'm not good at this. Figure out what you're good at and focus on that. And what you're not so good at, let someone else do it or take care of it. But if it's something that is obviously really bothering you and you want to try and change it and you can change it, by all means do so. But stop trying to fight who you truly are, the essence of you as a human being. And number 10 is feeling guilty for being who you are. This is so important to not feel guilty because you're not a morning person or you're not great at technology or you're not good at XYZ and you want to be. If you want to learn how to play the piano, I'm sure you can be taught how to do that. But feeling guilty because you're not that person or this person, or, you know, don't beat yourself up about it and don't feel guilty about who you are. You were made to be the beautiful human being that you are. And again, if there's negative aspects to your personality or your way of doing things or whatever that you feel like I need to change this, I want to improve, I want to progress in life and change this, by all means do so and focus on that. But don't feel guilty for being who you are. I hope that all makes sense. And it's 10 things that you can let go of today, or at least be more mindful of, and perhaps start working on it as soon as possible. Thank you, as always, for attending my show and listening in. I try not to make these too long, just short, sweet, get the message out. And I hope you all have a fabulous day. Thank you.